Hi everybody, my name is Mark Mabaquiao.
I'm Maricel Johns.
And this is episode 6 of Seen It in Sin City. Hey everybody. Okay, so we are, of course, we're not in our living room again.
No, we're not. We're on location this time
Yeah.
over at CMC Boutique, which is a Filipino clothing store on Washington and North Decatur.
Right, and the exact address is actually 1401 North Decatur Boulevard.
Yes.
Right, in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And we are very excited to be here. If you're not familiar with CMC Boutique, it was actually founded in 2016 by Ate Mila Panglinawan
Yes.
and Sonny Panglinawan. And today, however, we are not going to be interviewing Ate and Kuya. We're actually going to be interviewing their partner, who is actually their daughter,
Yes, Cirimille.
Cirimille Panglinawan. So let's, where is she?
Hi.
All right. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you guys?
Good.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
Yes.
You know, a lesser man would feel, you know, because you guys are so tall.
We're not the average
the
Filipinos,
heels.
are we?
Oh yeah. No, it's awesome. I mean, you know, this is really pretty cool. So thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you for coming here to our location.
So Cirimille, the history of this company is actually pretty interesting, right?
Yes, yeah.
So do you mind kind of describing for us, telling us the history of CMC Boutique, maybe what happened before that? Because I think we spoke to your mom, I think it started in the 70s, right?
And then 97.
97.
Yeah. But it's a pretty fun roller coaster that we've been on. So 1997, CMC, Cirimille's Karaoke and Home Furnishings was founded, and we were located at the Rancho Swap Meet. My mom had a huge location in the back selling furnitures, karaokes. We also did installations, deliveries, all of that, and we did in-house financing. So everything was directly through us. And then in 2000, she decided to take a look at a physical spot instead of renting a space, so we could have our own, store. And we found this place, right? 1401 North Decatur. We moved here in 2001, and then we moved all furniture, and we kept doing that for quite some time, kept the karaoke going on, and as you both know, in 2007 and 2008, the economy dropped, and business went down because people couldn't afford housing anymore, so of course furniture is not something that is going to be on people's radars to buy. And so, my mom, being the business-minded woman that she she had to decide, what should we do? Should we shut the business down, or should we keep it going? And from there, we didn't switch to barongs yet, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't barongs yet. We actually went to an Asian market, Filipino market.
Oh.
So we sold rice. We had those you see those things where you put the shoes those
Yes.
shelves, those are the shelves for markets. So we had the Filipino snacks.
So it was a grocery store.
It was a grocery store.
Okay.
Filipino snacks. We had refrigerators lined up against the wall. We had vegetables, all of that. And then at the time, my mom was also taking care of my grandma. So when it comes to doing a lot of health stuff for food, you have to get inspected all the time and stuff like that, and it was a lot on my mom, on both of my parents, to make sure the what do you call that? It was like up to standards.
Yeah, the
health inspections was up to standards, and then she decided, I don't know if this is something that I can uphold, taking care of my grandma at the same time. But we came across a customer who called and said, do you guys sell or do you know where we can get barong Tagalogs and Filipinianas? Because apparently, I didn't know this, but in the Philippines, when you have a market, usually they sell barongs
Yes.
in there.
Oh, really?
You know that?
Yes, I do.
didn't know that.
I know. But I've noticed it every time I go into
That you go to
one.
a store,
Yes.
yeah. I didn't know that. So then people kept asking, "Oh, your Filipino market, where's the barongs?" And then my mom said, so many people started asking her after that, and she said, "I think that's something I'm gonna have to expand into our business." And then 2016, 2017 hit, and that's when the barongs and Filipinianas came. But the crazy part was, we only had 6 pieces.
Oh wow.
6 barongs and about 4 dresses that we were selling at that time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You guys
Just to
have
test it
grown
out?
so
yeah, just
much.
to test it out. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. How many styles do you have now?
Definitely over 100.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, doing the inventory is a little bit intense,
So
but
in
it's
8
fun.
years, you went from 6 to over 100.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So what happened to all the karaoke machines? Like,
So my mom still does karaoke and furniture.
does she love karaoke because she's like a famous singer?
She's a great singer though, and
Oh,
so is my dad.
interesting.
I don't know if that's the Visaya in
That's
them.
good to know.
But they both love to
Interesting.
sing. So my mom, and when she first moved here from the Philippines, she's meeting a lot of Filipino people in the community. And one thing that brings us all together is karaoke.
Yes.
So then that's how she kind of was like,
Always
oh,
how you
maybe-
end a party.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or start the party.
Or
Or
exactly.
yeah. So
Yeah.
she was like, maybe I should do a karaoke business.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so the CMC Boutique started in 2016.
Yes.
How old were you in 2016?
Oh, in 2016? Oh my gosh. Okay, I graduated in 2012.
Like
so
8th grade
4
or-
years. No, I
What was
graduated
that?
high school.
Oh, high school. Oh,
yeah.
okay, really?
In
Oh.
2012, so 4 years plus 8. I was 22.
Okay.
22
So,
years old, yeah.
because you're actually a partner in this.
Yes,
in this,
I am. Now
business
I am.
venture. So when did you come on board to CMC Boutique?
So I was working a corporate job, and after I got out of high school, I went to college, then I started working a corporate job, and then I quit my job 2021,
Okay.
October.
During the pandemic.
Yeah, kind of like towards when things started opening back up again.
Yeah.
And so then 2021, I came over here. I wasn't sure if I was just gonna stay here for a temporary thing, or if I wanted to do it, forever. And while I was looking for a new job, I was here on the weekends. And I ended up falling in love with it. Not only because, I love fashion, but I grew up kind of not knowing a lot about my Filipino roots. I grew up so Americanized here, and in the few weeks that I was here on the weekend, I had learned a lot of the language. I have learned a lot about the history of why we wear these.
Well, now that you brought up history, I'm going to ask, what is
Yes.
the history for it? Because, the only time, because I was also born and raised here, so I'm more Americanized than Filipino, I guess. Some people would say.
Yeah.
And so, but at our weddings were the only times we would look for a barong.
Right.
Or, I've never even worn the dress, but what is the history behind it?
Yeah, so I looked up, I did a lot of research on this, and back in pre-colonial Philippines, they used to wear something called the tapis and the kind of like a balintawak.
Like the Santa Maria?
Yeah, it's like a
dances?
very I could actually show you guys.
Okay.
Right here. So this is, of course, this is a little bit more modernized, but this is what they would wear.
Oh, yes.
Very traditional skirt, and then just the blouse. Kimono saya is what they call it, right?
Okay.
This is the first, I guess you would say, generation of it.
Okay.
But I found out that they would only wear these during fiestas, right? During a special time. And then as the Spaniards came and the Chinese came and colonized us, it became kind of like a status thing. So you would only wear barongs or Maria Claras like this to show your status, or to show where you came from, right?
Oh.
And then as the president, I forgot which president, Marcos.
Okay.
Yes. When he became president, he decided to wear a barong. And that's when he brought back the fashion of the barong.
So prior to him, it wasn't really a thing.
It wasn't really a
for
thing.
politicians to wear.
No, it wasn't. So
Well,
when
what
he
would he
came in, I know that's what
Well, they were probably more Americanized.
That's what it
back
was.
then. It's American
Yeah.
influence.
the American influence, they wanted to wear a lot of the suits. I
Yes.
found out.
Yes.
And so then Marcos came and he decided to bring it back, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, we forgot that that's where our roots came from, right? And when it comes to the barongs and stuff, everything's hand woven back then by the piña leaves, which is really, really intense because it takes 4 months to pull the leaves apart, to wash it, to weave it. And so when Marcos became president, he fought for it to become our national attire.
Nice.
And that's where we are now.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And it's so cool to see the community
Yes.
really taking it on headstrong.
I know, because like I said, I only see it at weddings.
Yeah.
And then in college, I was part of a Filipino American
Club.
and we had Filipino cultural night. So my senior year, I was actually the cohort for costumes.
Oh my gosh.
And that's the only time I would, interact with like different Filipino fashions like this. But
Right.
it was so fun.
It's so different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Were you in
Yeah.
Vegas or where were you?
I was in California in Irvine.
Oh, okay. So you couldn't like call them. So, like,
No,
you
I
don't
Like,
have-
we couldn't help
No,
you out.
and I think
Oh.
at that time we made our own costumes. And then
Oh,
we
yeah.
just kept them
And then
in
you just
storage
keep
and reused them every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're nationwide anyway, right?
Yes, so we have been able to, I actually just looked at the statistics on our website. Obviously, United States is the number one internet traffic, and then Canada, surprisingly, is number 2. And then Philippines, for some reason, even though we're all the way
Oh,
here,
really?
yeah, they're the
Where it's
third one.
manufactured.
Yeah.
And then
Going back and forth.
exactly, and we finally hit United Kingdom and Japan, which was
Awesome.
really cool. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to bring you over to kind of our more not really casual, but like not as formal attire. So in the Philippines, they wear something like this. I know there's different names for it. Balintawak. They call it vestida with a tapis. This is what they wear when they dance. So like tinikling, Filipino folk dance, stuff like that. This is a very, very important attire to be worn. And for the guys, I don't have. I'll show you this one. It's a kid's version,
Okay.
but this is what the guys
Oh,
wear.
yes.
Yeah.
And so, believe it or not, we get a lot of what the schools are doing now here in the community is they're doing cultural days.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a lot of parents come and bring their kids in, and they wear barongs or they wear even the cultural
Yeah.
dance wear to school, and it's really cool to
Yeah.
see the kids kind of start so young and learn about it.
It's a whole family affair, so it's not just for adults, but also
we
for
have
children.
all ages.
Yeah. And you have these ones are unique right here too.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
this
this
is
is
cool.
like
Look at this.
These are like more modern.
modern tribal inspired.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Philippines has a lot of tribes.
Yes.
So we didn't want to take anything away from them, so we just did like an inspiration. So this is not their real; it's just a
Right.
print. But that way people can wear it.
Could they wear this like clubbing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's
That's what I was
crazy?
thinking. You can wear this clubbing.
We had a customer come here from San Francisco, and you know who Pilo is? The singer or the rapper. He's a rapper from the Bay Area, and he was performing at a club, and we had a young group of kids come in and buy a bunch of barongs and Filipino blouses, and they wore it to the club.
Oh wow.
Which was
That's what
the
I'm
first
saying.
time I've ever heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really, really cool.
That is really cool.
Because when I see that, I'm like, oh man, you could wear that at
Yeah.
Even just the top with like your own
Yeah.
pants or your own skirt.
Totally fit in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned that just kind of taking a step back. Your mom got the inspiration to open up this barong Filipiniana store
Yes.
because somebody had called in
Yeah.
and asked about it, right?
Right.
Has anybody asked for like a really like crazy pattern?
Well, it's funny because we thought it was a crazy pattern, and then when it comes out,
It looks amazing.
yeah, let me show
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
we had this guy come in and say, "Hey, I have a wedding, and my colors are dusty blue and sage."
No, I
But he's
love
like,
it.
"I want to blend the dusty blue with the sage."
This is the actual.
Yeah, and my
What?
mom goes, "That's very interesting. I've never heard of that. I don't know if it's." She said, "What we'll do is we'll do a sample, because in case you don't like it,
Yes.
you don't have to buy it." But then it came out,
And
and it actually turned out pretty well. Yeah. We've also had people.
This is cool.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a coat too. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have an idea.
Yeah.
So like maybe a week after this, I'll call and be like, "Can you make
Can you make me
the
a?
wrong men's underwear?" Something weird.
Has anybody asked that?
No, we haven't had
Okay.
bronze underwear.
That would
Wrong
be-
underwear.
That'd be uncomfortable.
That
First of
would-
all.
Very itchy.
Yeah.
We have had people ask us about Filipino the chanelas that they wear in the
Oh, okay.
Philippines. Yeah. So we're trying to find a way to get that here.
Interesting.
That would be really cool.
That would be
Yeah,
cool.
that would be really cool.
I actually wanted to transition into your pageantry
Oh man.
experience. But before we do, did you want to mention anything else about CMC,
CMC
Boutique? Because this is pretty cool. Like
Yeah, I love it.
everybody should definitely stop by, especially if you're visiting from out of state. You definitely gotta come check out CMC Boutique.
Yeah.
So CMC Boutique is a local Barong Tagalog and Filipiniana store here in Las Vegas. Family owned by my parents, my mom, my dad, and me. And we encourage you all to come here and check us out, even if you don't plan on buying anything, just to learn about our culture and come talk to us, because it's really fun to meet everyone from all over the world and teach them about what it's like to be Filipino. And on top of that, if you are here in the Las Vegas community, we do host a lot of events and fashion shows. And if you follow us on Instagram at CMC Boutique, we do casting calls for our models. So something that we like to do is we like to use the community as our models. So if you are interested in becoming a potential CMC model, please reach out to us. We would love to have you on board. And yeah, that's
What was that
pretty much
again? The to be a model?
Just send us a message.
Oh, send a message on Instagram, right?
Yeah, send us a
Yeah,
message
I think
on
he's
Instagram.
putting his name in
Putting
now.
his name in now.
So yeah, thank you so much for showing us around.
Thank you.
But obviously, a lot of folks here locally know you as also
Miss Nevada.
Yeah.
Miss Nev-
2023.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so that's 2023. You're already established here as a partner with CMC Boutique. So how did that sort of come about? Did
pageantry?
yeah, how did you? I don't know. Did they offer it to you? Did you see it in the news?
That's the
Yeah.
craziest part, because I always think about this, especially when people ask, "Oh, you've been doing this for so many years," and I'm like, believe it or not, pageantry was something I was refusing to do.
Because you do look very natural. Actually.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you. I'm a very shy person.
I would
Sure.
never have
Whether
I mean, we're
Sure.
shy.
I am like
Yeah, we're actually shy.
Yeah, we
I don't think you're
I'm
actually
so
shy.
shy.
Yeah.
So when somebody reached out to me and said, you should join a pageant. You have the height, and I was like, oh, I don't really know. I kept telling them, I don't really know. I'll think about it, and it kept presenting itself to me 3 times later, and I said, you know what? Maybe there's a reason why. And then I looked into it, and I talked to the director, and she said, pageantry is a great way to grow as a person. And for me, like I said, I was so shy when I was a younger, growing up. I said maybe it's a good way for me to learn how to public speak, learn how to, eye contact, learn how to just present myself a little bit better. So I jumped in there, and I said I have a lot of catching up to do, because the girls that do it, this is their lifestyle.
Right.
And so I said, let me just kind of like what I did with the business. I said, let me put full force into it and give it all I got. So I was training, coaching, practicing interviewing with other coaches too, learning how to walk, actually meeting with a stylist to find the right clothing. I didn't think that was something that was important. But 6 months later, I ended up winning Miss Nevada Regency
Yeah.
That's
2023,
amazing, yes.
which was so surprising.
Yeah. No, not surprising.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not
Thank you, Maricel.
So how do you get that? Because we had mentioned we're kind of shy people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? In your mind, because it's all mental, right?
Yes.
So how did you psychologically get there? You had 6 months to prep, of course.
Yeah.
But then, after 6 months, it's showtime.
It's showtime.
So, did you forget a lot of stuff, what your coaches told you, but you still won?
Yeah.
So how did you kind of persevere and still be able to perform and win?
Well, thank you. Backstage, I remember right when I was about to go on, I was so nervous. And everything that I had, I had practiced and coached, I forgot my routine on stage. So I went out there in that moment, I was like, I can either, really make it show that I forgot what I'm doing, or I can just go out there and wing it.
Right.
And I just decided to do that, and
Nice.
I guess it worked. But it was a lot of mental prep. So when that first happened, because that was the first time I came out on stage, when I went back, I said, okay, I need to get my headspace right, because I can really tell that I'm freaking myself out. And it was a lot of, one of my coaches taught me a lot of grounding techniques, because I do have anxiety. So a lot of breathing, and then closing my eyes, visualizing my highest self on that stage.
Mm.
That's what I do. And then,
You have a great
honestly,
coach.
oh, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
And then one thing I learned about public speaking, I don't try to use a lot of big words and stuff. As long as I know what I'm trying to say and the point that I'm trying to prove, that's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, oh, I need to use all these big words to sound like I'm smart.
Right.
I learned that as long as I'm myself and I do that on stage and show that, people will receive that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if they don't, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I told myself when I went out there, I was like, I'm just here to have fun. I'm here to have fun and show people what I want to do.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it just took a lot of bravery and courage just to even try,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. And then the second time we went back, because I competed internationally,
Mm.
it's really cool to see the change in my confidence. Because when I went on that stage the second time, I felt like a different person.
Aww.
And then from there, I just kind of felt like I came into the woman that I am now.
Oh, I love that. Cirimille, tell us what your long-term goals are. Where do you see CMC Boutique in 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so we've had a lot of questions about expanding our store, which is something we've always been afraid of because, once you start expanding, we're afraid that we're going to lose that personal family touch. But I'm hoping in 5 to 10 years, we can learn to overcome that and hopefully either have a new location here on the kind of south side or even another location like in California and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, and then pageantry-wise, I am really hoping to create a foundation through CMC.
Oh.
And because growing up, my mom and I have always packed the balikbayan boxes and sent stuff back. But I would love to use, proceeds from here and kind of help the community in the Philippines if I can with like school supplies. That's what we do now. We do school supplies and rice and like canned goods is what we
Wow.
do. Yeah. So I would love
That's
to make
great.
that a more apparent thing in our lives.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So what drives you
Yeah.
every day to come in and work and keep thinking of new business ideas for the boutique?
Yeah. So when we meet our customers here, they come in, we're strangers, and over time, when it comes to planning their wedding stuff, they become family and friends, right? And they come back in, and 6 months later after their wedding, and they bring their newborn in, and they're like, look, they're like, Tita, this is my newborn. And it's those relationships that we build with our customers that keep us going every single day. And even though they have our personal numbers to ask us about orders, it really it doesn't bug us because it just feels like we're helping friends and family. And to know that we can make a mark like that in this industry really drives us. And it doesn't feel like work at all. That's what I love. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Just the social media stuff.
Yeah. And then, yeah, right.
That's a pain in the
And
butt,
then,
yeah.
like, when it comes to the designs and stuff, fashion is something I've always been interested in. And to see the different trends that are coming along and the different colors and stuff like that, it's so cool to see, hey, is there a way we can turn that into a barong or a
Yeah.
Filipiniana? So it's really fun to see stuff like that. And then you see the celebrities in the Philippines.
Yeah.
We'll see stuff that they're wearing and we'll say, hey, I wonder if we can recreate something like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You're actually, we might be in the same wavelength mentally because I actually had one last question.
Yeah.
So the question is, there was one celebrity that you would want to kind of be an ambassador for CMC?
Ooh, CMC.
Like, it could be anybody.
Okay.
Like, who would be like a great fit for your brand and, it'd be pretty exciting to have represent.
Oh my
you know.
gosh, that's a good question. How long do I have to think?
No, take your time. Take your time.
Well, and you said they don't have to be Filipino.
They don't have to be
right?
Filipino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, believe it or not, I don't know if this is a Filipino answer, but we would love to have like one of the basketball players wear our barongs. We saw Klay Thompson go to the Philippines
Yeah.
and put a barong
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
So my mom is a huge Steph Curry fan. So
Okay.
it would be really cool to see, the basketball community,
Yeah.
especially because Filipinos have so much love for that.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would bring all of us together as one.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of see them, flaunting our culture and wearing it proudly. So I would love to
Wow.
have like a basketball player.
That would be awesome. If it
Yeah.
could be a Laker, even better.
I know, right?
Wonderful.
And the
Oh.
coolest part too is they're so tall.
Yeah.
And it would kind of be a challenge to make something for their measurements. So I
Yeah.
would love to see if that's
Oh,
something
that'd be
that we
cool.
can do. Yeah.
Well, we got definitely put a hashtag Klay Thompson,
NBA.
Steph
NBA. Yeah, and Steph Curry looks kind of Filipino.
He does.
Yeah.
He kind of looks Filipino.
That's why.
Yeah, like maybe his dad was Filipino or something.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thank you once again for letting us into your store,
Yes, thank you.
and
so
also
much.
like a peek into your, what you do,
Yeah.
and a bit about like the history and kind of what the future is for CMC Boutique, and also for your pageantry.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, pageantry. I don't know. I'm still learning too.
Well, here's the thing. We won't let go of you yet because
Okay.
we're gonna play a little game.
Okay, so now we're gonna do fast talk, which is pretty much like this or that.
Okay.
So we're gonna give you 2 options, and you're gonna quickly just answer.
Okay.
Okay. So Mark's gonna ask you first.
Yeah. So remember, don't think.
Just answer.
Yes.
Just answer, okay?
Okay.
Alampay or bolero?
Bolero.
Nice. Trade shows or social media?
Trade shows.
Oh.
Yeah.
Creative or logical?
Logical. Believe it or not.
Introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
Introvert. Your answer's
My
answer. Yeah.
Productive in the morning or afternoon?
Night owl for sure.
Oh.
Yeah. I know that's not one of the answers, but afternoon, night owl.
Yeah.
We stay up late, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I can't stay up past 8. I
8
can't.
o'clock
I'm
is
like
your
so
cutoff.
tired. Yes. Well, maybe 9, but I think it's because I have 4 kids.
Yeah.
and 2 of them are under 4.
You have
So
to
I'm
keep
tired.
them. Yeah. Believe it or not, like, because we leave the store at sometimes 11 o'clock at night.
Oh wow.
And then we go home and we have to call the Philippines because the time difference.
Yeah.
So like 2 o'clock. So we're really productive like
Overnight.
at nighttime. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What time do you guys open?
10:30. So my dad opens here and then we come a little bit later.
And what time do you guys close?
The store hours say 7. But like yesterday we had a whole group of people come in at 8.
Oh, wow.
So we just keep it open. We really don't have like set hours. Yeah.
Do you guys have plans to go to the Philippines?
Yeah, in
Ever?
December.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that, do you go to the Philippines a lot?
No, we haven't
Yeah,
been
I was gonna
since
say, like, I don't
2015.
remember.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so I'm excited to go back and hopefully meet our suppliers in person because we've only met them over the phone.
Wow.
So it'll be really cool. Yeah.
That'll be very cool. And are your suppliers, are they in Manila or which part of the
They're in
Philippines?
Laguna, Lumban,
Okay.
Laguna. Yeah, and Bulacan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I feel like the game actually ended like 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
It did.
we're
It
just
did.
talking.
Well, hey, thank you so much once again
Thank
for
you.
playing this little game.
Yeah, thanks.
And we'll put all of your information on the CMC Boutique website, Instagram,
Yes.
Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook is CMC Boutique, and then our website is cmcbaronglv.com.
Okay,
And we ship anywhere in the U.S. and Canada.
awesome. All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and definitely check out CMC Boutique once again.
Before we go, we would appreciate your support. So if you could subscribe, like, and share this with your friends and family. And if you have any suggestions for any guests or ideas for where we could film, we would really appreciate your comments below, or you can email us too. And we'll have all that contact information down below. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
You guys want to do a TikTok dance?
No, I'm not a dancer.